Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.6.0. We jumped. It used to be 3.4.9 when we just went straight to 3.6, so big jump, and it was well deserved because we can now finally play on the Canada map. If you go into the play section in single player, Canada, right there, I got my Happy Hunting Grounds map from the map showcase of earlier today, but Canada was added like 15 minutes ago, I think, like literally 15 minutes ago. So there's no information out there. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go to all the major locations and such and show you guys around. Once again, Canada is still like a work in progress. Nelson's going to be working onto it, but it does have the major locations and we're going to explore them for a little bit. Since the Canada map is like so huge, I figured I'd split this into two parts. So if I go into the Canada map and click M, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different major locations for us to explore. And in this video, we will cover, let's say, these ones: Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and N and L. And then in the second version, I will check out these. And I'll try to upload them both at the same time or, within 15-30 minutes of each other. And I will link part number 2 on the screen right now, and it will also be at the little outro at the end of the video. So anyway, let's check out, first off, PEI, because we spawned in here. So this is designed to be a section of PEI. Now, I said earlier that PEI was going to be in the Canada map, and I mean, it is in Canada map, but it's not PEI as a whole. And this is, I think, Alberton, or a perfect, or at least as close as you're going to get, representation of Alberton. And then there's also the Confederation Bridge that extends from this specific island to the mainland. So basically, in Unturned 2.0, there was a big Confederation Bridge, and it was super long, and if you walked all the way down to it, there was just an invisible wall. But at the end of it, which you weren't able to access, there was just a very bland mainland, which is supposed to be Canada. And in Unturned 3.0, you can see the other end of that bridge. You can fully cross that bridge. It's a smaller version of it, but it's supposed to be the same thing. And on the other side is Canada, fully explorable, and it's got all these locations on that map as I showed you earlier. So Confederation Bridge is right there, or at least what it's supposed to be. I'm all out of sprint, so it'll take me a while to get there, but I'll show you guys. So this is right here, Confederation Bridge, or at least as close as we're going to get. As you can see, it's curved just like it is in Unturned 2.0, and it extends on and on and on to the Canadian mainland. Very cool. But first off, before we go over there, I'm going to check out, I believe this is supposed to be Alberton, but as I was walking through it didn't look very much like Alberton, but of course I haven't played Unturned 2.0 in quite a while, so I just need to sit there and stare at it. It might be Charlottetown, it might be Montague, it might be a little combination of both, or some sort of makeshift island, but it is supposed to be a part of PEI. So it has a fire station, which isn't in Alberton, but there is a fire station in Charlottetown of Unturned 2.0. So it looks like this is just some unique kind of location that isn't in the original Unturned 2.0. But we did find a car. Very nice. We'll have to use that. But in this little PEI town, there's a mechanic shop, a gas station, a fire station, a police station, a pharmacy, double-decker White House, a post office, a diner, another regular house, actually two of them, and there might be something behind that pharmacy, but that should be just about it. There are item spawns for everything, but Nelson isn't happy with the way that they are right now. He wants to do some adjustments to that throughout February, and he also did his February roadmap, and I'll probably discuss that in a separate video, but they really aren't that major of additions in those. So, oh geez, I'm gonna die. So I'm not entirely sure if it's worth a full video. You know what? I'm just going to put it in the description down below. I'll just put his little update post in the description down below for you guys to check out and read through it for your guys, for yourself, rather than, me read it to you. But we just explored PEI. That was it over here. And let's see what's down this little dirt trail. There might be something special. There are a ton of mystery and secret locations in this map. So he says that there's going to be lots of places for you to explore just beyond those major locations that you can teleport to. But lots of new models as well. 200 plus models. Lots of models. For example, these are some new ones. Like, these are cabins and tents, obviously. Very cool looking. And if we go inside the or this is a campfire thing. Lots of awesome models. What's this? Is that a... No, that's not a pick-upable thing. Anything in here? Looks like there's a fridge. That's a new model. Uh-oh. How am I gonna... Uh-oh. Oh, you guys see that? Oh, that was so clutch. Anyway, picnic table. That's a new model. All this stuff here is pretty much contains new models, which is pretty cool. But anyway, Nelson hasn't like put a full list of all the like items that have been added, but I know that there is a lot of items, and a lot of these towns, their major centerpieces are new items. So you guys are definitely going to be able to see some of the cool new items that Nelson added in this 3.6 update. So we are now approaching up to New Brunswick. I'm kind of covering it, but I think it's Bruns something. Well, I'll be able to figure it out in a little bit, but New Bruns something. And already we can see some new buildings. Like that green one is a new one. It's got some stuff on the back as well. This is a hardware store. Interesting. A church over here with a playground in front. This looks like a new residential build. No, maybe it's not. We just do a quick drive around. There's a diner, cafe, there's the bank. These are all models that are already in the game, but that hardware store is a new one. It's kind of a dark slate green-ish with a gray trim. Pretty cool. Floating cash register, that's kind of weird, but what kind of stuff can spawn in here? Looks like no item spawns, but there's lots of storage for stuff like that. And then out back, this is a new model, like a metal container. Inside's got some scrap metal, some wire spools, some concrete cylinder things, big wooden crates, small wooden crates, typical stuff that you'd find in the back of a hardware store. Pretty cool. That was a hardware store with all its new models. I'm going to go check out the church real quick, see if there's anything fancy in there. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Stop it. And there's another car right there that we can use. But you go in the church. No, this is a school. Never mind. So it's got a bunch of school little desks here, and then the chalkboard up here, and then the teacher's desk up here. So this is supposed to be the school, not a church. But still, that's pretty cool. Got a little schoolhouse here with a playground out front. I guess I should have expected that, seeing that there's a playground out here. And then a little rowboat out in front of this little residential building. Anything new in terms of furniture? Looks like not too much. He did say in his little update post that he was also going to focus a lot on furniture as well, and furnishing the insides of these, so he might make some more custom models for furniture. But lots of the new custom models are just buildings and stuff. So, I mean, buildings are pretty cool, so I'm not complaining, but... yeah, that's enough for the New Brunswick town. I mean, a lot of these are models that are already in the game, but it's very cool to see these new buildings. Next up, let me get in a car where it's safe so I can figure out where we're going to go. But next up is Nova Scotia. And we are now at Nova Scotia. There's a cafe. That's a new residential building. Another residential building. That looks new. Blue and pizza. So it looks like this is very small, more residential based. But it does contain some new residential buildings, or new designs at least. That's a PEI building over there, and then it's got like a dock here with some beach stuff. That's pretty cool. First off, let's check out the design of these new residential buildings. This one's definitely new. It's got a garage on the side with a very steep roof, and it doesn't have a connection to the main house, but on the inside, let me put these pants on. Regular furniture and stuff, but stuff to be expected in a regular residential building. It's just laid out differently, and I think that's a new one as well right there. I'm going to check out this beach. This looks pretty cool. So there are little circular umbrellas with little lounge chairs or towels or whatever, towels over lounge chairs, and then some docks with boats and stuff. This might be a dedicated model probably, and then this one's like an L shape, and then this one is either two of those or a separate one or a plus or whatever. So lots of different ways you can connect these. These might be like an individual section, and then you can piece them together how you want, because all these are different unique shapes. So they might be laid out like that. But, ooh. Wow, I totally tricked them. Well, I totally tricked out those two zombies. But anyway, so yeah, there's a little beach here to get a good view of what's left of PEI and the Confederation Bridge in this, what is it called? Nova, I forgot it. Something Nova something. But, you know, got a playground, some residential buildings, a pizza shop, and a cafe, I think that was, over there. But next up, let's check out Manitoba. And looks like Manitoba is another kind of residential building, except this one's got, or residential town, but this one's got a soccer stadium or soccer little field. That's kind of cool. Got blue and red stripes to mark off the lines for the fields, and then goals, red, and, well, they're both red. You should have made it red and blue or something, but both goals on each side. That'd be pretty cool to have like a placeable soccer ball, especially with him having physics and ragdoll and stuff, so you could play some soccer. But lots of residential buildings. There's no businesses except for the diner. You can find food there. But there's a tunnel over there, and I kind of want to check that out. So just get in this car. We'll circle around. This might be a cave, or it might just be a tunnel that leads to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, is that it? Nova Scotia? Yeah, so it looks like just a mini little tunnel. But on Nelson's live stream, he showed us the fixed tops of these tunnels. He made it to where, yeah, like this, you can place down rocks that have green on the top of them to make tunnels more realistic. So like these are little sections that look like grass, but they're actually placeable rocks, which is green tops to them. And so like over here, there's a tunnel there, and then he covered the top of them with rocks, and then some of them are green to make it look more realistic and such. So that's pretty cool, whereas before you just have to pile a bunch of rocks and they'd all just be gray, so it'd look kind of funny. But anyway, so that's new. And then over there, look at that. That must be Ontario, Canada, with the big giant crane. There's lots of cities in that building. That's definitely the centerpiece of the Canada map. Or maybe there's Saskatchewan, but that might be the outback area and like farms and stuff. But Ontario is the centerpiece, and there's also an airport right there, and we'll have to check out some of those, like military locations. Those are going to be awesome to check out. But Ontario, we'll have to check that out. So this is going to be a bit tricky. I think this might be a road or some sort of monorail or something, or it's a highway, that's what it is. So you just drive the highway. Well, I'm going to quickly take the highway around Ontario so we can get a nice view of the place from above. But there's a crane, there's lots of tall buildings, all fully explorable, by the way. Oh, crap. Yeah, look out for the big hole in the highway. Anyway, I'll park this right here, get a good view. So just simple, like, business tall buildings, some like 3 stories, 2 stories, 6 stories. So some bigger than others. And then there's this big crane over here that's in, like, construction of these pretty cool businesses over here. And then this whole highway circles, it comes up over there, takes a corner over here, and then goes down here and must go down to the ground. And then that must go off somewhere else, but I'm going to go down on the ground and explore some of these super tall buildings. These are pretty cool. Maybe I'll be able to jump from the highway onto one of these buildings. Oh, I made it, but I broke my legs. So in here, oh, is this an elevator? Ooh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, so it looks like this is supposed to be an elevator. So it's kind of difficult to explore that way. But now I just realized that because I have my broken legs, I'm not able to jump out of this window, so I'm kind of stuck here. Alright, legs are no longer broken, but now they're broken again, but at least I'm out. I'll get inside this roadster, and since there aren't very many like furnishings inside these buildings, I'm just going to do a slow drive-by around Ontario to give you an idea of some of the buildings and their locations. So this is like a residential section with a main park in the middle, all residential buildings around, and then post office, clothes store, cafe, double-decker house, gas station, and a gas marketplace. Ooh, that's a hospital over there. That's new, but there's a fire station and police station behind me. But I want to check out this hospital. This is pretty cool. So it's got like a circle place that you go in here to stop by and drop off the patients for the ambulance. Nothing on the back or on the sides. I'm just going to park out front and see if there's anything inside. I'm assuming there probably won't, but well, emergency and doctors. Here's like a doctor where the doctors go. Oh, yeah, they do have models. Oh, that's pretty cool. But there were little emergency servicey, like service. Oh dear, I'm gonna die. Alright, so now I gotta crouch walk inside this hospital because I'm sure the zombies are still inside there. But there are new models for the furnishings of this hospital. We got little hospital beds, hospital computers, and then little hospital divider things. Well, I guess these are kind of life support, life indicator things, but And this is like a surgery room or something back behind here. Yeah. Surgery table, little holdy thingy for the hospital thingy things. And this is where I died. Let me pick up my stuff. Not that I really had anything, but... And then you can go out in front and get your car back. But yeah, that's a hospital. New model. Very cool. And then a gas station. Showed you guys that. There's a diner, grocery store, practitioner. Interesting. Might have to go in there. A botanist and a laundromat. These are all new locations. Very cool. Police station, pharmacy, a mall. Ooh, that's interesting. Residential building. Some tall businesses. This is kind of the downtown. And there aren't any furnishings inside these buildings, but they are big buildings. Whoa, never mind. There are in here. Alright, we're going to have to go in here real quick. So this is like a business office. This is like the receptionist desk. Elevator. Will this work? Probably not. But, yeah, little things there. Businesses and stuff. So it looks like maybe he didn't intend to have these explorable, like these floors. Because, I mean, he made the elevators there, but the elevators aren't functional, obviously. So maybe he just wanted it to be first floor is explorable on some of the buildings. I mean, these ones might have staircases, but, you know, not 100% explorable on some of the buildings. So it looks like the first floor of most of these buildings are furnished with, like, office stuff. There's a library in here with some bookshelves. And, looks like that's a red and green building. That's pretty interesting, but I didn't see anything in there. More residential buildings. Oh, I'm out of fuel. But I'm going to check out that crane. I'm going to go up on top of that and see what's up there. And then I'll check out that botanist and laundromat and stuff. First off, there's this construction site, which is pretty much like 100% consisting of new models. We got the wire spools, stuff that we saw behind the hardware store, some crates, like shipping crates and stuff, scaffolding, wooden scaffolding, and then these buildings under construction, which is pretty cool. I mean, there isn't much here, but, you know, that's his focus for February, furnishing a lot of these locations. It's a good way to juke out the zombies, climb up the stairs, and then just jump down them when they're already up. And then there's this super tall crane. Well, should I really go up there? It might take a long time, but I kind of want to check out the driver's cab, see if there's anything special in there. Once you get up to the top, yeah, there are item spawns up here and a little crane thingy, but you can go up taller. Can you? Nope. So you can't go up to the actual crane section. It's about as high as you're going to get unless you do something But anyway, let's go check out that botanist place. That was pretty interesting. In the hardware store, we've already checked out one of those. Library, that was pretty cool. Got some bookshelves inside. So here's the botanist place. Oh, and lots of police guys spawning. Oh, God, oh, sorry about that, police officer. Didn't mean to do that, but... Botanist shop looks like it hasn't been furnished yet, but it is in the game. And that was in Unturned 2.0. So maybe we'll be able to recreate in Alberton or something. I think, there wasn't a botanist shop in Alberton. There's also this laundromat, which also isn't furnished as well. But definitely in the game, it'll be pretty cool. But that was Ontario. Lots of cool places here. It looks like in this construction place, there's also like these little mobile places. Is this like a shipping place? This is pretty cool. I didn't see this. But, no way, this is a train. These are the train tracks. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about this. Like, early January, he showed a sneak peek of trains. I wasn't sure if they were drivable, but I guess we can figure that out. Is there an end of a train here? No? Well, it looks like this is like a train shipping yard place. Pretty cool. I'm going to drive down these railroads, see if we can find a train that's actually drivable. So it looks like we're approaching a railroad crossing up here for the roads. And it's also got these little indicators and stuff for that. That's pretty cool. And it looks like we're coming up to a train wreck. Uh-oh. But, yeah, Nelson snapshotted this. And now we can actually see it in person. See if we can find anything special. Little railroad switch right there. And up here is a massive train wreck. Literally a massive train wreck. With lots of connected places, and I'm assuming lots of item spawns will be right here. And, is there a cab up front? There isn't, but just lots of, actual like sections, or I don't know what you would call these things. Train cars, I think. Just all thrashed all over the place, which is pretty cool. But anyway, and let's go check out Quebec. Actually, first we got to check out this airport. So I'll go to Quebec, then I'll go to Ontario, pick up a car, and go over that airport real quick, and then we'll finally check out NHL, and then we'll move on to part 2, where we can check out all these other locations that seem quite a bit more unique. But we are now in Quebec. It looks like just a very no, so this is a church. This is a church for real right there, but it's got the little cross up top. But let me just quickly drive around of this place, and we got 2 residential buildings here, 3, a church, the same building that we saw in Quebec. I mean, not in Quebec. What was it? In Ontario. And some more residential buildings. So it looks like lots and lots of residential buildings in Quebec, except we've got one botanist shop and a church and then a graveyard right next to the church. I don't think that big building is furnished, but the church is furnished. And no, it looks like the houses aren't either. But all the major locations are here. All the major buildings and stuff. We got the base down. Just got to put down the details and stuff. But got the tombstones and a little church here. Pretty cool. Nothing that much special. But now let's go check out that airport. That's going to be pretty interesting. And we are now arriving at the airport. Very cool. So up front, it just says airport. Very generic. Boo, I see a plane. No way. So in here is like a waiting room where you can drop your pants over a game of chess and watch some TV and take an axe. But actually on the runway, we have some planes which I'm assuming aren't flyable, but these are non-wrecked versions, which are pretty cool. But we did see a wrecked version of this plane, and now this is a like non-wrecked version. I mean, I would say usable, but it's not usable. And then a big jumbo jet right here with some supplies and fuel and stuff, extra tires and such. But that's a jumbo jet in purple. An empty hangar right here. It's got like all these supports, which are pretty cool. This is new, a chain link fence. Very cool. At the end of the runway, looks like a wrecked jumbo jet. Didn't quite make it to the runway. And then a big air traffic control tower. Nelson live streamed the creation of that air traffic control tower, and it took quite a bit of time. It took like 30-40 minutes just to make that, so I can't imagine how long it would take to make such a massive building, or tons of all these other buildings. But 2 helicopter pads with a fuel tank in between, no helicopters on them though, and the wrecked jumbo jet that wrecked all these chain link fences with some item spawns a little bit around that place. And that jumbo jet is orange compared to the purple one in that hangar. Looks like there's one big one and then 2 little ones to the side of those hangars. And the jumbo jet's in the middle one. And up at the top of the air traffic control tower, there are a bunch of TVs and little button things to press. And on the outside, if anything, there'd probably be some item spawns, but it looks like there aren't. And then there's the big radio antenna up top. And I think the zombies are stuck at the bottom of this building. I don't know where these guys are stuck. I don't know where they were stuck on, but they were stuck. But anyway, that's the airport. Very cool. This is probably the most complete of all the things we've seen so far, and it's very cool. Next, we will check out I keep on saying NHL, but it's N and L. So we'll check that place out, see what's there, and we'll move on to part 2. And at N&L, we have a practitioner building, a laundromat building, and 2 residential buildings on each side. And then down there, it looks like some sort of bridge, like a metal bridge, which is pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. And it looks like regular furnishings that you would expect inside the residential buildings. We haven't looked inside a practitioner yet, but there's waiting rooms out front. And then there's like a little cashier place on both sides, little interview places, and then a supply room in the back. But that was a practitioner, pretty cool. Then the laundromat probably isn't furnished. No, this one is. So this one's just got all of our little laundromat stuff with some clothes spawn, some earbuds. Somebody left their earbuds. Oh no. But yep, laundromat, and then more regular residential buildings, but I'm gonna go check out that bridge. And so, looks like it's got a metal frame, but like a wooden bottom. Pretty interesting. And then just crossing a little river. Pretty cool. It's very big as well. There are a few little like mini locations like this. I'm sure that's probably a military location right there. And some small locations here and there that I guess I'm going to leave to you guys to explore. It would take quite a while to get to those locations as well. But I'm going to end that for part number 1 of the Canada exploration section. In part number 2, we will explore the left side, which contains Yukon, Nunavut, Yellowknife, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Vancouver. So, if you guys would like to check that out, I'll put it on the screen right now, the description down below, probably in a comment and all over the place. So, it shouldn't be very hard to find. But anyway, that is all I have for now for part number 1 of the Canada exploration. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that spirit, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.